Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome to the video. This time's with the Storm Collectibles Baraka from Mortal Kombat. And I gotta say, I'm honestly excited. This is one of those figures that it is branching away from the ninja. And I know we've been getting a lot of Outworld characters, which personally I'm okay with because, well, it's different. It's Mortal Kombat. And that's kind of what gave this game and all of its characters its life, is that it was completely different from the norm of what we were getting. Yes, everyone loves ninjas, but you know what they love more? A guy that can shoot blades from his arm and has like the teeth of an 80-year-old that never got to the dentist, you know? So, I don't know. It's just, I was about to curse. That's why I stumbled. But it's just one of those things where now we're kind of getting them in figure format and they've been great and excellent. So I can't say I'm not excited for something new. But yeah, let's jump into the figure. As always, let's start first with articulation. Baraka head can go up, can move down, can tilt left and right, can go all the way around as the ball head and Tarkatan, can do what he does. But the one thing that I do love about Storm is that with their soft plastic, you can get that extra bit of range and look. Like when you push him all the way down, the muscle kind of stretches out and expand. And this is one of the things I do love about it. As you can see, I kind of got him in this buff, intimidating stance, and just as easily, it's one of those things that just looks good on him. Like, I know a lot of people don't like when scopes break, but Storm does it in such a well way. It just makes me happy. This soft plastic is just, it's dope. And seeing it on Hellboy was even one of the better things with it. I've learned that this soft plastic stuff is not a bad idea. So I'm totally here for it. I like for it to stay, and I hope Storm continues to do it. It's just one of the things I enjoy the most about the line. Now, one of the things I do want to point out before I continue down with the articulation is that in the preview photos, we see that the teeth are more silvery and need to be dry brushed. I'm okay with having them the flesh tone color, and that's fine. But for those of you that want to dry brush it like the silvery look, I think that's okay too. But I do notice that's one of the changes from prototype to now, and that happens with figures. So yeah, just want to point that out. Now, as far as the arm articulation goes, just normally pointing the arm out, it can come up this high. The arm is double jointed, but muscle will get in the way, so you got to be a little careful as usual. But if you want an elbow drop, a mother lover, you can totally do that. One of the things I enjoy very much about this is the fact that on Baraka, right here where his blades are supposed to be always out, obviously they rip through flesh. So as you can see, they gave it this dry blood look where it's constantly spewing blood from his arms. And I just thought that was a great touch. He also has the tiny blades that have the blood on it too. So this is one of those things where with this figure, having the blade on or off, there's nice little touches like that I really enjoy that kind of follow the original character art from the MK games. So yeah. The arm has a butterfly joint as well. As you can see, it extends really far out to the point where I got to push this back in. But if you want to go out even further, you can. Really nice look. And those tight joints always keep it really nice and fresh for me. It's something I originally used to worry about, but now it's not too much of an issue now. It's tight joints. And you have this nice ball joint that rotates around. And the blade, please be careful. It's sharp, but also it is soft. So if yours begins to warp, please use some hot water. And the hot water trick, you boil some water, you let it sit in and get soft, that kind of stuff. And then you work it out. Now, as far as the torso goes, because of the soft plastic area and the way it's toned, you actually have a very decent ab crunch for Baraka that goes really nicely forward. And you can see the hunch over and you'll see the gap under the shirt. But, with the front and the back view, it obviously will be covering it. Also, with the legs, it can go forward. The legs are double jointed, and there is a thigh swivel, which is hidden very well there. And the double joint. These are plastic as well, so it won't get in the way of your articulation, which I always think is a great treat. The leg can extend pretty far out. One thing you will have to worry about is paint rub from the silver paint from his sash rubbing onto the inner thighs of the leg. So don't stress it too much because it won't show unless you're really harsh on light or you're looking for it. But it shouldn't be too much of an issue for you guys. Hopefully not. And as far as ankle pivot, it is very nice and very well hidden. And it's soft enough so that way you don't have to worry about breaking it. It's also a very nice toe joint. Now, for Baraka's sake, let's say we're going to pose this guy up real fast, right? Get him in a like Tarkatan warrior stance or whatever stance he's going to be in at the time. He actually poses very easy and very well. Possibly using one of the better bodies and newer bodies for him. And I enjoy this very, very much. And he's been a blast to pose and take photos of. And he's very photogenic for a very ugly guy. So it works out for me very well. I mean, if you're ugly bro, ugly bros unite tomorrow. And if not, do what you do. But Baraka is definitely the leader of the Ugly Bros, and he's rocking it very well. You know what I mean? His expression is just one of those things that just works very well. Even with the eyes being all black, it's a good look. You know, this is one of those toys that it'll surprise you about how good it is, and it's just been very enjoyable. Now, to stand him up and talk about the things that he comes with, you know, like he's not actually in the room being reviewed. So let's stand you up. Let's make you look nice. Get you very intimidating. And let's talk about the Chakatin. Now, he comes with his extended blades. You get 2 of those, obviously 1 for each hand. For when you unsheath them from his arms, they're very easily replaceable. Just pop it out and just put it on. I'm going to put on 1. So we'll be 1 and 1. And voila, looks good. Again, be careful with the points. They can warp a little bit, but if you want, hot water trick should do you just fine, or a blow dryer should you not want to heat up some water on your stove. Now, he also comes with the blade spark effect, his projectile attack originally. This also has a porthole for it. I don't know if you guys can see it. So if you have Storm Collectible stands, or SHF stands, or Figma stands, you can plug them in here for his blade spark effect. He also comes with another head. This is the open head. The open mouth head. It is really, really nice. This one I actually like a lot better. It has the tongue out. It has the yelling face. This one I like a lot more, but this one is even just as much fun. And I gotta say, they pretty much nailed the great Baraka expression here. I thought it was dope. Makes me want to army build him. It really does. Now, Baraka comes with alternate hands. He doesn't have to just stay there with closed fists. He has opened action hands with silver fingertip nails. So, you know, he digs into his enemies. He also has more open action hands, more like pointing or about to be doing action. And just in case you haven't gotten enough, they also give you hands for holding weapons. So this is really cool because if you're thinking about when Mortal Kombat started to have weapons, you can give him one as well. So there's also this. Last but not least, we can talk about his blood effects. Now, these are something that are really, really cool because they give you 4 in total. You get 2 smaller ones to wrap around the joints of arms and legs or legs. And then you get ones to wrap around the torso for each part. Now, it seems to me that they've made specifically for the ninjas, but I'm pretty sure you can finagle them to work with other things. So let's kind of keep that in mind. We're going to test it out, actually, while we're on camera. I have Reptile here, fellow Outworlder, uglier bro, you know. So, you know, you can actually, what I did was I wiggled it on from this part because I didn't bother to read the instructions. I was a little too excited. But as you can see, I wiggled it on and around, that they look really good right around the shoulders. And they seem to work very well on the ninjas with no problems, as well as the smaller parts. So let's say you wanted to put it on the arm. You slide it along the joint, and there's a respective one. So obviously I have the wrong end, and we'll try another one. And voila. You see how it just slides in and hangs on? See? Not wiggly. I did process of elimination, but pretty sure you guys will read the instructions, and I've pretty much nailed it. Very simple. Now what I would like to try on camera is to try him out on a non-Mortal Kombat figure like, let's say, Kazuya Mishima. So, let's say he wanted to do his blood splatter reflex on him. Obviously, because the torso isn't the same, it just doesn't work as well. But it works. It holds pretty well. So, if you want to try these on other figures, I don't see why you wouldn't want to try. It's made with enough space that you can try. They're semi-soft, not, they're kind of just like in the medium. Wow. I want to say on a grade of 1 to 10, these are about a 6 in terms of difficulty of plastic. So you got to be a little careful. Like there's a little bit of wiggle room, but you don't want to push it too hard, right? Now that we've kind of taken care of all of that, let's go into the cool stuff, which is the size comparison. Now, we're going to compare him to other Storm Collectible stuff first, and then do other lines after. Here he is next to a Mortal Kombat Ninja. As you can see, he is a little bit taller than him. So let's keep that in mind. Here he is next to your main man, Kazuya Mishima. The homie carries the devil gene. He's a pretty good height. He is significantly bigger than Baraka. Even next to him, so you see the body wise, just he has a lot more mass over Baraka. Next up, we're gonna try him up next to a Street Fighter Storm Collectibles Ken. We're gonna get this guy nice and stand up. I have worn his joints all the way out, but that's cool because you know Ken is a cool toy to play with, and he's more better scaled with the Street Fighter characters like Ken and Ryu. Akuma's a little bit taller. Obviously, Vega's much bigger too. So yeah, there's that. Next up, you got your main man, Shere Khan, leader of Outworld Forces, the guy who Baraka answers to, right? Towers over Baraka easily. And we already know that Goro should be significantly taller than both of them. Even if you stand him behind, you see your main boy Goro is just not having it in terms of height. Doesn't even fit in the camera frame, right? Now that we've covered those guys, now we're going to cover other stuff. Now, one thing I do want to point out, since the Storm Collectible stuff technically isn't 1/12 scale and a little bigger, I do want to start scaling them with the Predator stuff because I think it's really cool that they scale a little bit better with the Predator stuff. So, just want to throw it in there for a tidbit. Next up, we're going to compare him to a Mythic Legions. And I think as an Outworlder and like the guys in the realms, these guys actually scale really, really well together. So yeah. Next up, we have a Mafic Spider-Man. Trying to get as many lines in as possible that I can remember because I often forget some lines. We have an Articulated Icons Ninja. Right? Smaller, but not impossible to tweak it out for some photos, right? Even sitting on the shelf, it wouldn't be too bad. Here they are. Here he is, with Revoltech Iron Man. And with a Marvel Legends Spider-Man. Not bad. You could definitely get your crossover game on with these guys. Baraka definitely seems to scale a little bit better with both domestic and imports. Here he is next to a 1000 toy synthetic human. Stand still, you bugger. An SHF Kamen Rider Cougar. And last but not least, a Mezco Commander Rogers. And he definitely scales pretty well with Mezco, considering their buffness and wideness, so it works out a little well, right? All in all, Baraka is a dope figure. I took some nice mood pictures with him. I've really enjoyed it. And it's one of those pieces that I kind of want to hang out for a little while on my shelf. So yeah, it's a nice piece. And if you are into the Mortal Kombat stuff, I highly recommend it. If you feel like you don't need a Baraka, hey, that's on you. And it's no hard feelings. You don't have to get it. But in the meantime, guys, I hope you enjoyed. Hope you found it informative. But most of all, hope you do good, be good, drink your water, guys. Later.